All right, for impromptu round one, here are your prompts. Which?
5.
Okay, so you're going to choose prompt number 5?
Yes.
All right, your timing starts now.
As someone who's had to suffer through this pandemic and with a lot of things changing, one thing I can say that I definitely do not like and hope never sticks around is virtual learning. In my question, what is my feelings about virtual learning? I have many choice words to say about it. Virtual learning is terrible. Nothing about it is good. Everything about it is bad. All a teacher does is post something and you do it, but you don't actually get taught. It's very difficult to get a hold of your teachers if you have questions. From what I know, usually you don't do good. Personally, I flunked many classes that I was passing because it went virtual and I just couldn't keep up. Or someone would put a set time limit, and if you had like an appointment or something, you were out of luck. There was nothing you could do. Also, another portion is what I actually do with virtual learning. We all know that most people that do virtual learning, if cameras are not required, they're not there. They're either off playing video games, just doing other schoolwork, but most likely video games, but they're not actually there. Virtual learning actually has no way of making someone be there. There's no way to actually enforce. And yes, your teacher may say, well, turn your cameras on, but if you're not there, you're not going to do that. And virtual learning just doesn't seem to really help anybody. All it really does for me is infuriate me because something could be virtual. They could assign something to read or to write an essay. But I never was able to learn through the virtual classes. And that's just because I feel like there's so many distractions. There's so much other stuff going on. And when you're staring at a screen, it gets boring. There's not really much you want to do. You don't want to sit there. Because personally, we had 3-hour classes. Sitting there for 3 hours and listening to a teacher talk about the same subject, and while you're just staring at a screen, yes, you could take notes, and yes, you could do other things, but it's just not entertaining. There's no way of actually keeping your attention and no teacher to say, hey, you should probably be taking notes, or hey, could you be paying more attention? Virtual learning has no way of enforcing what we actually do. And also, I believe that everyone just needs some social interaction. By doing virtual learning, you're taking people away from their friends. You're taking them away from other classmates and from teachers and people that might actually help them succeed in the future. And by just placing them in front of the screen, I worry about the kindergartners, first graders, and elementary schoolers that had to do virtual learning. I believe that their social skills are going to be a little impaired as they get older because they never were able to interact with other people. And that's a whole generation of students that are going to be affected by this. They're not going to grow up having the same social skills as you or I have or what other students have because they're so young and they're still learning and they're going to think that this is the norm. and that by going in-person school, they may have behavior issues or just be more antisocial. So all in all, I can say from personal experience and what I believe is going to happen to others that virtual learning is one of the worst things ever.